According to the Population Reference Bureau in 2021, the total world population is 7.8 billion people. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Tammy Chuan Yi, and I'm an ecologist from the University of Malaya. And my topic for today is, should population growth be controlled in Malaysia? Moving on to the overview, I will first start with the introduction, following by the precedents, proposed solutions, methods, and finally the conclusion. Let's begin with the introduction. In this study, population growth correlates to overpopulation, and overpopulation means any population where available resources aren't enough to sustain individuals, according to Nichols in 2020. And according to the UNDP in 2021, 736 million people live in extreme poverty, and most come from densely populated countries. This brings us to the significance of the study, as I strongly feel that overpopulation has become a serious trend in underdeveloped and developing countries due to their minimalistic rational thinking. Therefore, this study is imperative to bring the idea of population control to light, as it leads to environmental, health, and social implications. Moving on to the first precedents, the general population in Rwanda is 12.5 million people, which is considered overpopulated, according to the World Bank in 2021. The living conditions that are extremely low until the point where people aren't even able to afford food or a roof over their heads. Therefore, the Rwanda government has incentivized contraceptive use, which increased from 17% in 2005 to 53% in 2015, according to Schwanz et al. In 2018. And non-governmental organizations like the Belgian Cooperation donated £26.7 million to the Rwanda government to increase the accessibility of contraception, according to the Borgen Project in 2020. Although certain agencies and governments have tried to mitigate this crisis, however, the number of population in Rwanda is still increasing. Moving on to the second precedent, population issues inherent in Malaysia. The first issue is Malaysia's environmental crisis due to population demand, as it leads to various implications of pollution and deforestation in the ecosystem. Large family sizes also contribute to overpopulation and poverty. Over 400,000 households in the country are considered poor, according to the Department of Statistics Malaysia in 2019. Based on my research, I have identified one significant action that the government in Malaysia has taken to control population, dating back from the first Malaysia Plan from 1966 to 1970, according to Jones and Tan in 1985. According to the table by the Department of Statistics Malaysia in 2020, the total population growth in Malaysia has slowly tracked the decline from 2010 to 2020. However, why are there still population issues in Malaysia? First, lack of individual rationale, as there are some people still insisting on reproducing although they are physically, mentally, and financially incapable of even taking care of themselves, let alone children. And number two, economic development, as there are assumptions that population growth correlates to high productivity in the economy. However, that is not the case, as composition of productive factors also play a role in the country. Therefore, I have proposed three solutions to mitigate the overpopulation crisis. Number one, the government should increase family planning programs regarding contraception and its side effects. Number two, the government should put emphasis on the importance of population control in the education system. And number three, the government should implement more effective policies to incentivize people to control population in terms of tax and subsidies. The methods that I'm going to use in the research are library research, interviews, and feedback forms. Under library research, the journal article that was supportive of population control was written by Garrett Hardin in 1968, an American ecologist who was against overpopulation, that states that freedom to breed will bring ruin to all. While the journal article that was against population control was written by Slipher in 2000, that highlights that if society allows population control, we are providing opportunity of enjoying Earth to only a select few. Next, interviews will be conducted with 5 people, whereby 2 are professionals and 15 feedback forms will be distributed to the public. Bringing on to the last section, in conclusion, although there have been previous attempts to mitigate the population growth crisis, environmental, health, and social issues are still evident worldwide due to overpopulation. Population growth rates in Malaysia are indeed declining. However, there are still population issues evident in our country. Malaysia needs to control population through family planning, education, and other effective policies, and therefore, I strongly agree that population growth should be controlled in Malaysia. Thank you.